I think we can finally say it. Summer is here. But more importantly even than that is summer reading. If you're away on a summer holiday, then I'm sure one of the things you've been considering ever since you clicked buy on that aeroplane or train ticket was what books you were going to pack in your suitcase. No? Just me? Well, if you're anything like me, then you have some specific considerations when you're picking your holiday reads. And I thought it would be worth trying to break down in this video what is the perfect holiday read and what you might want to consider when picking the books to pack. And then perhaps even giving you a few recommendations that fit into those categories. Now, one of the things that I always take into consideration is weight of a book. Whether you've been given weight specifications by an airport or you plan on carrying your books in a backpack and just have to take into consideration, weight of a book is incredibly important. So first off, I say get rid of those hardbacks and stick with the paperbacks. Another thing to think about might be putting aside those 1,000-page books and saving those for when you're at home and taking a few smaller books. I personally would always privilege taking a number of smaller books over one huge book, and that's because if I'm away for a week or 2 weeks somewhere where I don't have access to all of my bookshelves and I end up not liking the book I've taken with me, I'm going to be pretty annoyed with myself. And variety in general is another important topic to keep in mind. For me, that means packing a few different genres that I can get my teeth into. What those genres are depends on you, of course, but I know for me, if I'm on a summer holiday, then I don't want to be taking what I consider work along with me. So none of those maths or philosophy textbooks, perhaps. I think you know what I mean though when I say that. I want something that is a page turner, that I cannot put down, that I have to take to the side of the pool with me regardless if it gets wet because I need to know what happens at the end. And I think there's fiction and non-fiction that fits into that category. At the end of the day, I want something that takes me on a holiday all of its own, a book that has me glued to every word, but in paperback and not too many pages. So naturally I had to have a look for some books that fitted in that category for me, and I had a look through what Macmillan books were currently in the summer deals at W.H. Smith, since W.H. Smith seems to be in pretty much every airport and train station I've ever been in, and found a few that seemed to match my very specific specifications. And if you're stuck in Britain like me with all the inconsistent weather, you're probably all the more grateful to the ability of books to be able to take you on a holiday all of themselves. But the first book I have on my list is The Muse by Jessie Burton. If you saw the hardback of this book, you know how beautiful it was, and the team over at Picador have managed to carry that beauty into the paperback as well. I just cannot get over this cover. This one's split between 1960s London and 1930s Spain, and what ties these two time periods together is a very special painting which is rediscovered in the 1960s, but with many secrets hidden behind it. Next on my list is A Good Month for Murder, the inside story of a homicide squad. This one's pretty much what it says in the title. It's not just your ordinary crime novel, but in fact a true crime non-fiction book with all of the twists and turns that you would hope for in fiction. We follow a team of detectives who are hunting down the killer of 12 innocent victims, learning the behind-the-scenes secrets of what was a real but seemingly impossible case. If you'd still prefer a fictional thriller though, I have The Girlfriend by Michelle Francis. We follow Daniel, who lives a seemingly charmed life as he meets a new woman and brings her into his home, introducing her to his mother Laura, who his girlfriend quickly becomes obsessed with. And things take a turn for the worst with a simple lie. I don't know about you, but crime thrillers are my perfect holiday reads. But for something a little bit less dastardly, the next book on my list is Miss You by Kate Eberlen. This book follows Tess and Gus, whose families are both on holiday with them in Florence. Yes, the ideal holiday read setting, but things aren't necessarily as idyllic as they first seem. Both characters' lives are about to dramatically change, and despite all of this, the two seem never destined to meet. That's Selfie by Storr in this absolutely fantastic edition. This book is all about how we all became so self-obsessed and what that's doing to us. This book follows the manifestation of the perfect person, physically and in lifestyle, the one that we see on Instagram and on billboards and on television screens everywhere we go, where that idea stems from and what kind of impact it's having on all of us living our everyday lives. And lastly, we have the new paperback edition of Not Working by Lisa Owens. Back to reality in this story. Claire Flannery has just quit her new job with absolutely no plan for the future. This book is all about one woman's journey to navigate the modern world. But do let me know what you look for in a summer holiday book, whether it's in the physical sense or what's within the pages. And if there's any books in particular that you would highly recommend, then do leave those in the comments down below as well. And I hope you all have a lovely summer, whether you're off gallivanting or staying at home. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you all again next week. That's some summer wind right there. Wow.